About 500,000 people in Texas live in areas that often lack basic necessities such as water, wastewater systems, and paved roads. These areas are called colonias. There are about 2,300 colonias in Texas, mostly located along the border. They stretch from South Texas all the way to West Texas. About 330 of these colonias are located in El Paso County. The state uses a red, yellow, and green identification system to mark the condition of each colonia. Red represents the highest health risk. Education and poverty are also serious problems in the colonias. Less than half of the adults in colonias have a high school diploma. In Texas, more than 80% do. 42% of colonia residents live below the poverty line. Statewide, it's 17%. So how did people end up living in these colonias?
It started with the developers, even brokers, who knew that there were areas that were not going to have infrastructure anytime soon.
The developers would sell land outside the city to aspiring homeowners who couldn't afford housing within the city limits. They often promised that the basic utilities and amenities like parks would come soon.
And there's some areas where they would really sell the American dream.
These were empty promises, and the infrastructure didn't come. By the time the law caught up to the escalating problem, it was too late.
These laws and these improvements have been put in place now in the 21st century, but you're dealing with problems that dealt way back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s where colonias really proliferated. I mean, the fact that you would have a family living without drinking water for 30 years, and the fact that we live in the United States of America is, it's embarrassing that these conditions still exist.
54 colonias in El Paso lack running water or adequate wastewater services. But many of these families stay in their houses because they built them themselves, brick by brick.
They have pride in this. They built this from the ground up, and they don't owe.
Fixing the problems facing these colonias is expensive. It's estimated that bringing a sewer system to the 8,000 residents of the Montana Vista Colonia will cost more than $30 million.
Yes, these were problems that were the result of bad development and bad policies of the past, but I think we have an obligation to now do whatever we can to fix that.
One of the most pressing needs is safe water. Unsafe water is a health concern in many colonias, and one family is worried that high levels of arsenic in the water are causing skin problems for their 4-year-old daughter.
These are families, these are people. They're not just a water project or just a wastewater project.
The key for colonia residents is to adapt and improvise.
People in the colonias are very, it's not just self-sufficient, but resilient. They'll find a way.